Children have called on presidential candidates to reveal the plans they have to ameliorate their plight ahead of the general elections. The children made the call in a dialogue session in Abuja to tell politicians their challenges and seek their response on how to address them. According to the children, they are faced with challenges of abuse, rape, insecurity, kidnapping, out-of-school menace, strikes, gender-based violence, among others. Yet some politicians do not prioritize children in campaigns.
In most of their manifestos, children were not mentioned, so I will advise and urge the political aspirants to make children their number one priority as they are the future leaders of tomorrow.
I feel like the government should provide free education and also help in the area of poverty, because the major hindrance is actually poverty, and also security. It would be lovely if the government could also put in place security for these students, because it's very hard getting to school and having the fear of being kidnapped.
My advice to the government is that they should build houses where those displaced children can live in and give them the basic needs of life, which is shelter, clothing, and food.
Ms. Miracle Yusuf expressed worry over the abuse and maltreatment of children in Nigeria, adding that the issue has become increasingly high of recent.
According to analysis, 6 out of 10 children are emotionally, physically, domestically, and sexually abused before the age of 18 years, and 1,578 are emotionally abused, with 2,029 being domestically abused. We know of a story of a 9-year-old girl who was maltreated and killed by her so-called madam, and then a 12-year-old girl right in her house having her online class during the COVID-19 lockdown was raped, and not up to 48 hours later, a 18-year-old girl in Oyo, Ibadan State was ganged, raped, and murdered. I want the government to look into these issues and try to find solutions into it.
I noticed ASU strike, which is really affecting the youth. So I would advise that the government, president, or anybody that is in this presidential candidate should try and make the 4 years to be 4 years.
The organizer of the dialogue, Ms. Nkem Oselloka-Orakwue, a veteran broadcaster and child rights advocate, said the aim was to amplify the voices of children in nation building. Oselloka-Orakwue said that God directed her to organize the event so that children's views could be heard ahead of the elections so candidates could include them in their agenda.
We must think about our children. The children wouldn't have been heard. The children have had their say. They talked to the presidential candidate. So whoever is going to be the president, or they that are contesting, should now start telling Nigerians what they will have for children. The children have spoken. They should be respected because they are the future of this country.
Mr. Salisu Dembus, Director General, Nigerian Television Authority, represented by Ms. Tenny Ajayi, General Manager, NTA Entertainment, commended the dialogue initiative. Dembus said there was the need to always give children priority in the scheme of life because the future belongs to them, adding that NTA recognized that fact and created Children's Time Belt to air their programs.
We have a lot of concern for children because in our program's philosophy, we consider children. We don't want children to see violence at the time they are most likely to watch television. We don't want children to see nudity. We don't want children to see things that are dangerous to their development. And so, tune in from time to time and you will see programs that are specially designed for your viewing pleasure.